Hello there, welcome back. Thanks for being here. So in our previous lecture, we have learned how to upload a file. So we have used a driver.input file is the method, which has taken a couple of parameters. One, the locator of the choose file button, and the other one is the file path. So we have also understood how to pass the relative file path and also the absolute file path. And we also understood that it only works with Chrome, the default Chrome browser, not the other browsers that we have. Chrome, for instance, which works through Chrome driver, or Mozilla browser, which works through Gecko driver. So they don't support at this point in time. So now in this lecture, I'm going to discuss some of the functions that Karate has for us. So one of the best and useful techniques that we observe is advanced user interactions. So when I say advanced user interactions, the most common thing that we understand is mouse hover and moving of mouse from one location to another location, and drag and drop, and all these features. And I have a couple more extra functions, so which are like how to focus and how to highlight. So all these methods are explained in the documentation. So I just wanted to show practically how these things can operate. Let me just create a file and start demonstrating for you guys. So let me create a feature file, and I would name this feature file as drag and drop dot feature. So let me just finish that. So let me put the common needed syntax feature to demonstrate the mouse and other actions, and scenario would be just to perform focus and drag and drop ops. Yeah, so these are the two things that we would be discussing here. So let me configure the driver. Given configure driver equals to, so for now let me just work with Chrome driver, because earlier we have worked with Chrome, and let me work with Chrome driver this time. And driver is URL. So what I would do at this point in time is I have a practice Selenium site, so I would take this as an example. So this is the URL I wanted to navigate to, and after navigating to that, I wanted to focus one of the element, which is the first name. Just let me focus this element. So this is the name, so I'll just have to pass in this locator, and let me put delay of 2 seconds so that you understand this has been focused successfully. To focus an element. So this is simple method. This is the first learning that we have had. Let me run this. It is still loading. I think there is some problem with this. Let me just understand what is that focus. Let me just go to the documentation and quickly verify if they have committed a mistake in terms of writing the syntax or something. Yeah, it is this simple. Focus. Okay, so maybe let me just write down the common XPath. So name equals to, and it is an int tag, Yeah, you see this time the particular file got field got highlighted. So this is how you basically focus. And now I wanted to just move my mouse to on a location and then click. I wanted to move my mouse to this place and click. So how do I do that? Or one of the best example for the mouse operation is that, so let me take amazon.com. So I'll be just routing to this particular website and I'll just mouse hover on any of these hyperlinks. Okay. I'm sorry guys, let me just quickly inspect this element. So these are all href. So let me, for now, let me just quickly change the URL, and this time I don't want to focus any element, and after navigating to this I will say mouse dot move, and I'll have to pass in the locator here and dot go. So mouse dot move can be chained with 3 operations. So those are really, you can just do click operation, or you have couple of operations as go or up and down. So basically up and down are the two methods which are used when you wanted to perform a drag and drop operation. On the other hand, if you just wanted to hover over mouse by traveling to a certain coordinates or traveling to a certain element, just please use go method. So go is the end function for that particular statement. On the other hand, you can pretty well chain with click operation or up and down. So that would be seen. So at this point in time, I'm not actually clicking on any of the element. So for now, I'll just only show you how to mouse over to that particular element. So now I know that this is in A tag and registry is the key. So what I would do is that, let me just write a wildcard locator. We already learned what is wildcard locator is all about, and A, it is in A tag, and this is the name. Okay, so now you should see that after launching it to amazon.com, so the registry hyperlink it's not that highlighted. The mouse has to be hovered on that particular link so that you can see a white color border appear there. So there is some problem here. Let me just check. So mouse is also a function, so I'll have to specify this. So I'm extremely sorry for this one. So let me run this again, and this time it has to navigate there, and then it just shows us, you can see that the registry has been white bordered, which means the mouse has just placed on it. So now let's try to click that. So let's try to click that as well, so and see what happens. So now the registry should be clicked and we should be routed to the corresponding web page, like what we are supposed to be displayed once we click on the registry link. So this time you can also see that it has clicked and you have navigated to another page as well. So this is how you basically click to perform a mouse action. And how do you demonstrate? And you can also highlight an element. So on the other hand, just for a moment, what I would do, I will just again go back to the go method and I'll just say highlight. So basically highlight is the method that is recommended to be used when you are in a debugging mode, but still just there is a feature as such. Let's enjoy that. So this should be the same thing. Maybe this time I would like to highlight something called gift cards. So I will just highlight gift cards, and now let's see what happens. So initially we have learned how to focus. Focus is just about highlighting with the black border, and then we understood how to mouse over on it, and then we understood how to highlight it. You can see that yellow highlighted letter with a red color border has been appeared, so which is a clear indication of highlighting an element. So these are the two simple actions that you can basically use as and when required, but these are not that critical, very simple actions. But now let us understand how to work with drag and drop. Okay, so in order to demonstrate drag and drop, so I have a website called seleniumeasydemo.com, So in this you can see that there are multiple draggable and droppable items. So what you can do, basically you can just drag this element and keep it here so that it drags here. So we can just very well identify that. And if you look at the mouse documentation of it, just let's understand how this works. If you just come down, so mouse dot down dot move dot up is the way to drag, and a similar way if you just chain with dot move dot down, it basically helps you to achieve that. Okay, so now let's actually try this one. Now let me change the URL to selenium.com, selenium easy, and this time I would just comment out these two lines. I don't want these two lines to be present anymore. And we know that mouse dot move is the method. So we wanted to move to which element? This draggable element. Let me just quickly inspect this element. So this is draggable one. Let me capture with the wildcard locator, and this is present in which tag? This is span tag. Span is the tag. Anyways, tag is still optional. You can make it or you can just leave it as well. And I wanted to hold this one, so down dot move dot up, and this time I'll have to specify where to be dropped. So I'll have to just specify the drop location, and this time I would say to move to drop zone. This is the ID value. So this is the script that you should use. This is how you chain your drag and drop operation. So initially you mouse dot move to this element, then click down and move dot up. So this is how you chain the operation. And when you click on it, when you click and right click and run as Cucumber feature file, it has to navigate to Selenium feature file, seleniumeasy.com, and you can see that the draggable got highlighted, draggable got clicked, but we have not found it to be dragged to the needed location. So the reason for this is there is an open bug at this point in time which Karate team is working on right now. So there is a problem with the drag and drop feature, so it is not actually draggable. So there is no problem with respect to our script. This is how you do it. Even if you go to the documentation and clearly look at the mouse actions, so the mouse action can be chained with the help of move method. So move method can take coordinates based upon the relative location. Based upon the coordinates, you can travel to a specific location and you can hover your mouse and you can click as needed. And the click operation we have already performed. How to click we have demonstrated by using Amazon website. And now we have seen the mouse drag and drop operation as well, but drag and drop operation unfortunately did not work because of the open bug. But Karate still has a workaround for us. So in one of their Stack Overflow recommendations, they asked us to use the JavaScript executor. So the script that is present in the new HTML5, there are a couple of interfaces present. So I have just had that script with me. So this script is a function. So the code that you wanted to look into is this one. So what you are ideally doing is that, so you are creating a new event. So and the drag start is the value that you are passing to the constructor, and data transfer is another class you are creating an object for that as well. And you are dispatching that event, and you are passing the my drag event variable over here. And in a similar way, you are also creating one more script for dropping event. So one event for dragging event and one event for dropping event, and then you are dispatching both of them. So if I were to demystify the particular syntax, what I would do, so I would just copy this particular whole script as is, and I'll explain you in the IDE so that it is better understood. So since it is also not working, I just don't want to specify all these lines. So I will not confuse you guys as well. So you can see that this particular thing script got added. So in order to demystify that, I'll just rewrite all these things again. So we have a method called script. So I'll be just using that script function here. So script is the function that is from Karate. so inside which you can call any of the JavaScript functions to work with your regular operations. So maybe if you wanted to send keys to an element, or if you wanted to scroll down, or if you wanted to select an element from the drop down, so anything if you wanted to play with JavaScript, you can fine use that. So in the script function, so what they're doing in the sense, right now they are creating a new event. So just make sure you create a new event, and then, so let me just put it down, and so that it won't confuse you at all. And what is the thing that you need to look for is that drag start is the event. So these things are all of the JavaScript part, so you need not remember, or you need not have any control over that, but it's totally your call. If you really wanted to be very good at JavaScript and also the HTML concepts, just please do understand. So in the W3 schools, under the HTML5 documentation, they have mentioned all these things with a detailed input, what these functions does and what these attributes do for us. So but I don't want to defeat the purpose of the lecture by going completely into that part, because we are discussing karate more, and drag and drop is one of the operations that we need to perform. And please also remember that at this point in time, this is just a workaround. This is not going to be the permanent solution. And once the one-liner statement that we have used below, if this fixes, our life is much easier. It is just a one-liner, so why to bother about all these things? So just to demystify, I'm just rewriting this again. And we know that when you actually demystify your code line from right hand side to left hand side, you need to store it in a variable. So where, so my drag event is the variable name that they have assigned for. So this is the first line of it, and they are also passing the second line as, and there is a data transfer call, so which you need to initiate. So with this attribute, you need to call data transfer, because data transfer is one of the object which performs the drag and drop information. It's like clipboard. Whatever the information that you hold when you are doing a drag and drop operation, this could be preserved in data transfer object. So just create data transfer, instantiate data transfer class. Okay, so new data transfer and my drag data transfer. And now we have created a script, and now what you should do after that, you need to just wait for the locator. So wait for the locator. Which locator you need to pick initially? So draggable. So draggable 1 is our locator. Let me just pick this locator up. So the wait function here is just to ensure that we don't add any flakiness to our script, so that even on worst cases, on the slow and sluggish network cases, we can just match our pace with the infrastructure, so that we don't get into failure. So that is the reason you wait. And you need to change this operation with script, and there is a method called dispatch event. So I think you will have to call underscore dot, and again anything that you're calling inside the script should be present in as quotes. So you need to dispatch the event and just pass in the variable that you have defined here. So what is that? My drag event. So my drag event has to go here. So your drag operation is completed. Now in a similar fashion, you also build one more script for droppable operation. So what is a droppable operation? You just create another event this time again. So this time call this event as drop, and also store this in a variable called my drop event. Yeah, and also add a second line, because this is a two-liner script. And this time what you need to call, data transfer. You need to call my data transfer object on top of this variable, because my drop event is the variable this time, and you wanted to call with this. So similar fashion, what you need to just write, since the variable is my drop event, I am just going to write my drop event is dot data transfer equals to, instead of new data transfer, this time you have to use this particular my drag event dot data transfer, because already there is some information in the clipboard. The element that was dragged here, after the dispatch event is present in this variable. So that is the reason you need to just call my drag event dot data transfer this time. So this time the object, because here you instantiated, and now you are basically just calling that thing. So my drag event dot data transfer. So that's how you end it, and again you have to wait for and then pass the drop location script, so where you wanted to drop. So my drop zone is the locator value for the dropping zone. So just click here and wait for this element, and again what you do, you just chain this wait operation with your script call. So this time again you call the dispatch event script, dispatch event script, and please pass the my drop event, because we need to execute my drop event, right? So let me just pass this my drop event, and that's it. So your drag and drop option is done. So let me just remove all these or comment for some time, and let me see if there is a wait statement. There is a wait for 2 minutes 2 seconds present. Let me run this file as a Cucumber feature file. This time it worked, but still you see it got failed, because even this seems not supporting for Chrome driver. But if I use Chrome, you can see that this particular drag drop operation works really well. So this is also working only with the native calls, not through the driver things. So I think there is some problem with script thing. So non NASHAR in script engine. So there is some problem. Let me quickly just identify what is that. Where my drag event, new event is called drag start, and then my drag event dot data transfer equals to new data transfer. Yeah, the first line is okay, and we are waiting for the draggable element. Let me make sure this is in span tag. Yeah, it is in span tag. And then script dispatch event of my drag event, and script where my drop event equals to new event of drop. Yeah, and my drop event or data transfer equals to my drag event or data transfer, and script. Okay, sorry guys, so this is not wait for anymore. So this is script call, because you need to execute this. You will not wait for any other element. So let me just right click and run as Cucumber feature file. So I've just applied a wrong operation. So I've just called a wait for operation instead of script for. So there is still some problem. Script got failed, and Chrome driver equals to type. Let me just rerun again. I have noticed that it is working with Chrome, but I see that it is failing with Chrome as well still. So let me just make it Chrome driver. There is some problem with it. So it is definitely not Chrome. Chrome driver. It should work with Chrome. Let me figure this out. I think there is no problem with the script design itself. Or let me execute the other function that I've created, this similar thing. Yeah, so there is some problem, guys. So this is the same script that I have had as well. In this thing, what I've done is that there is nothing really anything wrong that I've committed. So I think it is just the last statement there is a problem writing it. So I think instead of when I'm calling a script method, so I need not change this one. So rather this is also another parameter that I should be considering as. So there is some problem with it. So I don't have to commit this call at all. So all I need to do is that just call in these two functions again. Just put in the braces. So this is JavaScript function. So I've done something wrong in while copying. So I'll have to pass the locator and also the value. Uh, what I do, just let me put the locator and then execute this again. So I have just got this particular JavaScript from the Stack Overflow. So it was given by the author of the karate, like who just demonstrating that. So you can see that the drag operation has been performed. So extremely sorry guys, please live with this script at this point in time. So this is not going to be the permanent solution anyways. I'll just have the source mentioned where this particular script is available in the description of this video. Please go there and do some fact check and try to practice and get more understanding of it. But I'm sure that karate is going to fix that one-liner statement for us to help with. So I hope you have learned 3 new functions here: highlight, focus, and how to do mouse operations. So I hope you have been enjoying this lecture. So thank you so much guys. Please do subscribe and share this with your friends as much as you can. You have a great rest of today.